Most people don't realize that voiceover starts building a relationship before the full message even lands. And once you hear that, it changes the way you think about almost every kind of script. A commercial needs someone to trust a brand. A corporate training module needs someone to stay engaged long enough to understand and remember something new. An audiobook asks a listener to spend hours with a voice. And a healthcare explainer may ask someone to absorb information that feels complicated, personal, or even a little scary. And in every case, the voice becomes a big part of how the message is received. Hi, I'm Jennifer. I'm both a voice actor and a psychologist, so I spend a lot of time thinking about how people actually hear and absorb communication. My psychology background taught me that people listen differently when they feel a connection of safety and trust. They stay more open. They absorb more. They have a better chance of actually understanding what matters and knowing what to do next. That same principle shapes the way I approach voiceover. When I step into the booth, I'm not only asking, how should this sound? I'm also asking myself, what does the listener need from this voice? Do they need to feel guided, reassured, curious, calm, confident? Do they need a little more space to process? Those questions matter because there's always a real person on the other side of the microphone. It might be an employee trying to take required training in between meetings. It could be a patient trying to understand the next step that they have to take in their healthcare. A customer might be deciding whether a brand feels believable and relatable to them. It could be a listener settling into a story while driving home or folding laundry. That person matters, and the voice has to meet them where they are. One of the biggest misconceptions about voiceover is that sounding good is the whole job. Now, obviously, sound quality matters. Professional delivery matters. Clear pronunciation matters. But a polished read can still feel disconnected. It can sound smooth and still make the audience work harder than they need to. That's where the right performance choices make a big difference. In corporate training, the voice may need to feel like a guide. The learner should feel, I can follow this. In medical narration, the voice may need to have a calm credibility. The listener should feel like the information is clear, steady, and human. In commercial voiceover, the relationship forms super quick. The audience may decide within seconds whether the message feels believable. In contrast, in audiobook narration, that relationship has to last. The listener may spend hours with the voice, so pacing, warmth, and trust matter over time. Different genres need different reads because different audiences need different things from the message. That's the heart of what I call the relationship inside the read. Every script creates a relationship with the listener. The question is whether the voice helps that connection grow or makes the message harder to receive. This is where my psychology background shapes my work in a very practical way. I'm thinking about where the listener may lose focus, where the message needs more warmth, where the pacing needs to slow down, where a little more energy would actually help. Those are not random style choices. They are relationship choices. And those choices affect whether the audience stays with the message, understands it, and remembers what matters. So if you're creating a script right now, here's one question to ask before you choose the voice. What relationship does this message need to create with the listener? Does your audience need to feel guided, reassured, motivated, calm? Once you know that, the voice direction becomes much clearer. You're no longer only asking who sounds good, you're asking who can help this message connect. That is the difference. To me, voiceover is more than reading a script. It's helping people stay engaged, understand what they're hearing, and trust the voice delivering it. That is the relationship inside the read. If your message matters and you want your audience to stay with it, your next step's pretty simple. Visit sendmyscript.com, follow the steps, and send me your script. I'd love to help you create a read your audience can trust.